Oye! Trina Christine Mason here. I'm totally wearing this interesting makeup, hoping, or was like playing around, preparing for what I would call my shadow work video, which I kind of thought that maybe I could go into a little bit now. However, I don't necessarily feel like I have all my puzzle pieces together, so I'm still working on manifesting this shadow work video for you, okay? I want to make sure that I cover everything. Okay, we are here live now, and I definitely would like to include those of you that choose to step through live, you know. So I'm going to check in on the commentary and say hello and welcome aboard. Hey DJ Kitty Scratch. I actually am doing this video just for you. We are officially 13 days away from my birthday, and I can't lie, I've already opened some boxes, okay? I got some frankincense. I love me some frankincense. This is totally from Thomas, thank you. And then shout out to DJ Kitty Scratch, because I got 1 and 2 boxes of coals. We could insert a naughty joke there, couldn't we? But this is actually for my cauldron, which I definitely wanted to show you as well, which is also another great reason for being live, so just bear with me while I make a mess and check the circumstances, you know? And here we go. This is what I call my my cauldron. It's like a legit cauldron. I bought it from the museum a long time ago, and right now it's full of rose petals that I've collected, and orange peel, and rosemary. There's totally mint in here and basil. Things like that. So I'm definitely going to be burning, right? Some scenty stuff. I actually got this today. I don't know who did this, but like I'm really happy you did. I'm gonna use between my legs to like just pop that open. All right, yo. All right, they smell a little funny. Hold on. Like, what do they treat them with? Little like tattery. They're still cool. I got like I think is there 5 here? 2, 3, yeah, 4. Yeah, there's 5. Oh, yeah, if you don't know, I'm Native American and we're really into animism, and what that means is that like the spirit lives on, okay, that type thing, and how you can connect to it with the item. Like I said, they definitely like maybe it's the product on the bottom of that. But that does not smell the greatest, okay? Let's see, I actually have 1 more piece here. 1 more piece. It's even specialer. I'm like, there's only 1 person in the world who like, I mean, like, maybe there's 2, okay, but there's 1 that comes to mind mainly, who every time they purchase things off my wish list, whether it's for my birthday or whatever, like, they go the extra mile and get the they get the gift wrapping, which kind of just makes it 10 times more fun to open your thing. Unfortunately, right, I do remote viewing, or like I know what's coming, so I already know what's in here before opening this. Maybe that's another reason why I didn't open it, because it's going to force me to do something different that I don't really want to do yet. Okay. She also, of course, always includes extra cute notes. She goes, "I love you to the moon and back, forever and always, Kitty." A gift for you. And I'm like, I don't even know how to pronounce this stuff. I think it's called spirulina. Something like that. Oh, no, this one's chlorella. I'm trying out some new stuff, you guys. Oh, if you only knew all this stuff going on about studying about chemistry and food. That's kind of like my new obsession right now. I know we've like varied from our audience today. Like, only very select people are going to be able to really stand me and like hang out for this session, okay? Before I get into the commentary, I also, like, you know me and my handy dandy notes. I'm a writer, or like peacemaker, whatever you want to call me, right? So I've been doing some homework, you guys, and I've been wanting to make this video for a while, so I definitely want to incorporate that into that now that we got past like the cheesy thank you for the birthday gift stuff. And right now. Okay, so like, how do I put this? Like, straight up, I mean, you could say that I have an eating disorder, or like I'm sensitive. I'm very sensitive. Okay, for those of you that don't know this already, I'm sensitive. I'm intuitive. I'm very connected to like a lot of things, and it sucks sometimes to be so like feeling. You know what I mean? So I've been experimenting with food, like what makes me feel good, and like just like literally like what does it give my body once I put it inside of me, type thing, you know, and like once I use this, and I got something as simple as canned beans, okay, and of course I try to stick to the typical organic, and then once I got into the chemical components, there's actually an additive. It's called calcium chloride. You might have seen this on the back of all of your ingredients, and so let's go on, like, so I can, like, I know, I'm like, how do I talk? I don't know how to talk. I was trying to study this thing, like, I wanted to know more about calcium chloride, and then, of course, like, it's, like, the data that I'm searching for is kind of buried under all the things that have been paid for, type thing, to be on the top of Google, you know? So I'm shuffling through stuff that says, like, oh, calcium chloride, it's fine, blah, 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 moderate amounts, and stuff like that, right? Like, how can I put this simply? Like, I can drink Windex and not die, right? Like, you're not gonna die if you eat some of these chemical components that are sold in the foods, and that's why they're, like, added additives. You know, you're not gonna die, but did you die, right? So, like, we could justify how our grandparents made it so long, you know, and all these things, have all these stories and attachments to these belief systems. I want to definitely get into belief systems, too. I'm not sure if I'm gonna remember that later on. I need my handy-dandy notepad, but I'm on another roll right now. I'm like, there's other stuff on here, too. I should get to what's on the back as well. Okay, so like some sources were trying to say that calcium chloride was like low toxicity, okay, and I actually found out more information that it actually causes irritation of the mucous membranes, and due to heat of, it's called, I don't know if I can pronounce this. Okay, so it's like hydrosis, HYDO, I can't even read my own handwriting. It looks like YSIS, but like I need to take better notes when I'm doing this stuff. But so when I like intuitively connected that, all I could think about was like my lungs. And to be honest, I told you I was playing with food, and one food that I was messing with straight up was zebra cakes, and I noticed when I had zebra cakes, I would have respiratory problems, you guys. Like really, really bad, like suddenly from consuming whatever chemicals are in there. So I haven't gotten into that yet, and I'm definitely choosing to look more into things that like I personally have been eating and justifying, or things that I'm addicted to, you know. So that's the only way that I know through personal experience. So I'm gonna keep going on. Okay, so it says it's a hazard and irritant. God, I can't, like, I'm like, can you read that? I can't read that. Oh, it says, if swallowed, induce vomiting immediately after given 2 glasses of water. And it's particularly triggering to eye, skin, and respiratory. And this is calcium chloride. And calcium chloride is actually calcium and chlorine put together, and then it's put inside a can of aluminum, which we know, and like the Egyptians used to eat out of, like, you know, copper and silver and gold, and we're consuming out of aluminum, which we know is toxic, and like there's tons of it, right? And they want it to go around. And why do you think that the 144,000 is the number? Like, my heart is just so broken and upset and so pissed off. I can't stop, you guys. I can't stop. And I'm so passionate, and like, I can't lie. I can't do this alone. I'm like, I need an army, or like I need a crew, or a spirit squad. I mean, there's tons of words. I need friends. I mean, like, I've been choosing to use YouTube as like my thing. Like, my friends and my family, like, you want to talk to me? We're gonna come over here, right here. And if like you're with me, you're with me. And if not, I'm sorry. I need to be alone. Like, this is where I'll let you have me for now, as I choose. You guys, I keep looking at my sign, and I'm like, I need to go give that back to that lady. I feel you. There's better ways, like, that I can receive you, to say. And, like, this goes so many different dimensional ways. I'm not just talking about receiving material gain from you, okay? I mean, like, if you sincerely want me to pick up on your energy or, like, help you personally, like, it's called, I would call it eco-energetic exchange, okay? You know what I mean? Like, you can, like, for example, you could consciously say, like, yeah, I want to see my dead grandma. Like, I'm all about it. Right? I'm just using it as a horrible example, okay? Please excuse me. And then, like, your will, or you think that in the mind, you think that you're there. But the truth is, if you had a dream even of your grandma, you would just break down hysterically. But, like, how else do you think that your grandma is going to come to you? Do you not think she would come to you in a dream first? I mean, there's all kinds of different paradigms, but people don't recognize their subconscious, their conscious, and superconscious, and how it's all divinely connected. I have a chant I'm totally going to have to sing. And, like, I hate me and I hate singing or whatever you want to say, okay? There's all this negative language that doesn't want me to do this. And I would like to get to a stage where, like, I'm comfortable on the streets. And I know, like, it's not what you think. So I'm just going to say the chant. It goes, let me see if I can remember it. Hey ho, nobody home. Meat nor drink nor money have I not. Still I will be merry. I mean, it's actually supposed to go merry, very merry, but the way that I was taught through the chant or whatever, like exactly this thing, this circle song going on, like it drove me nuts. And then like exactly like honestly, I did my homework like exactly. I'm like, are we saying meet as in like we're meeting up, or are we saying like meat like to eat, you know? And apparently like this is like an old chant. And for me, it really, really hits home. Like, there's been, like, a lot of synchronicities, and it's up to you to kind of pay attention to those synchronicities. There's also a lot of astrological stuff that's going on that I'm supposed to totally channel to you, which is totally awkward because exactly, like, I've had this conversation with, I want to be like my boy in Canada, fam, like, how I'm like multi-dimensional, you can say exactly. Like there's some of you that are here particularly because you're obsessed with my underwater content, or because you see me as a model, or because you see me as I don't know, maybe some of you actually see me like my writing or my way of words or my just essence of myself. I mean, there's like, that's what I'm saying, like there's so many different people that are here for different angles, and which is totally cool. But it's like, it's complicated exactly because like we bring together so many different things, like exactly what we just went into. There's another thing on here that I've been kind of avoiding and that I've been fighting. And let's just include this. Okay, so I've been obsessively compulsively watching videos about internet addiction. I know it's crazy. I've been like, if it isn't really so crazy. So apparently, I mean, like I'm not even gonna say anything until like I have all my like facts straight, you could say. But to say the very least, like these things were made to be addicting, and then the dings or the notifications are kind of like Pavlov, and there's all this like subconscious things that are going on, and it just gives us rushes of dopamine, so we're kind of like really addicted. There's also a very fascinating science to this, and I'm gonna like I listened to this documentary once. I'm gonna have to listen to it again. I'm being guided right now. And it's just, for me, it's just extremely painful because, like, it's a double-edged sword, you know? We can use this artificial intelligence to better all of humanity, or we can, like, hack everybody's stuff and then, like, cause a whole entire meltdown, you know what I'm saying? But what people don't recognize is that the World Wide Web isn't the internet. You know, the World Wide Web only exists because we exist, that we are a World Wide Web, and, like, apparently I'm channeling all this different stuff. And I'm getting downloads, you can say, or I'm getting contacted. So something for me that I've been fighting and wanting to do and struggling with at the same time is, frankly, a silent retreat, which is also kind of connected to my like yogi studies, to be honest. Like combining the practice of restraint or withhold. I'm like, where's my book? I have a new diary or whatever you can say that I'm working on now, or new book. Here we are. One moment. Brahmacharya is non-excess and tapa, self-discipline. Yeah, so that's just like another reminder that I need to continue my personal sadhana, my personal studies. And like I'm losing track of everything. Exactly. I'm studying so many different things at once. I'm like kind of like a chicken with its head cut off type thing. Like trying to figure out all these different things. Then I'm also hyperdimensionally dealing with like other people's stuff, you know what I mean? And some people like pay me for it, and then there's like, you know, some things that are like my own will, I guess, that I'm choosing to take on other people's stuff. That so I'm working with that as an intuitive and attempting to like not take responsibility, but at the same time, to be honest, like that is one of my greatest gifts, is being able to have the strength to take responsibility for the help of others, and then like at their will. You know what I mean? Like I never, it's like a huge no-no to make anybody do what they don't want to do. But what it is fun to do is provide options. So I've been fantasizing about like different services that I could offer for people. I know this is insane, but I totally thought about where I could offer services of comfort and then services of uncomfort. You know what I mean? Like where people could commission me to make them feel uncomfortable or really like, but like that can also, it can get dangerous. So that's why it's also like such gray area. So like I haven't necessarily proceeded ahead in doing that. Though like people don't recognize their own egos. Like you tell yourself, I am this all the time, but nowhere are you that. And then at the same time, you think somebody else is this or that. But if you're wrong about your own thoughts about yourself, then how could you be on point about anybody else if you have not yet understood and recollected yourself and came back around? There's like a lot of heartache going on, like a lot, and like a lot of it isn't even ours, you can say. Exactly, like we just feel for our brothers and sisters or other people, and we're just like, oh my goodness. Man, like I can't not think of Wolf's Museum of Mystery right now, okay? Like part of me is like excessively pissed off because here I am, I lived inside this museum for like 3 years, and I watched the way, you could say, the city or the people have treated us due to an illusion of like what they think we are type thing. For example, I get a lot of what I would call almost condemnation or like harassment, and it's because of, yeah, because of that, because of tarot readings or being a soothsayer because I am sensitive. But actually, if you look in the Bible, if they want to use the Bible as reference for attacking me, the Bible actually mentions all the spiritual gifts that we all have, which is understanding tongues, speaking tongues, craftsmanship, and my favorite is miracles. And that's my favorite because like that's the best way to describe something that I guess that I have the power to create and bring people together, or whatever happens. You know, I can't even describe what I am or what I do, but there's a lot of people that see and know and would describe back to me, which is the only way that I can kind of mirror and really see me. I just feel like a hunger or sense of needing to be of service and to work and be the soldier that I am, and to keep fighting and doing my studies and sharing the information that I learn, and then also bouncing off of other people. And there's definitely like a lot of people that are like completely opposite of me, and definitely Wolf would totally be one of those people. But honestly, I love and honor him so much because I feel a great need for us having that opposite side of the spectrum, so we can reflect on the other side of our actions, or just like how the other man is, instead of being so locked into where I perceive to be what's best, when I'm really only limited by my own thinking and experiences that I choose to be attached to. So eliminating all of those false ego shattering illusions of what I am. Another thing that I can't deny is definitely like, I guess like the bottom line is the Native American in me, and like it's frustrating because I guess you can say people get like so hung up because like exactly I'm white or I'm blonde, or they just have no understanding of how eugenics and any of these sciences really work, and there's all of these like harassments. But I'm really touched, I'm really annoyed. I cannot like begin to express my anger, okay? All I can do is regulate that into like passion, where I am consciously making effort, like I almost want to say like effortless, like but that's how I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, because it just comes so effortlessly. It's just like I cannot not do this, the work that I've been doing. God, you're saying a lot of different commentary. I definitely want to jump into that too. I know there's so many different paradigms I'm definitely getting behind. So since I have chosen to do this live, I will go ahead and tune in. Bah, 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 cha, cha. And there's all these downloads, yo. Hey, Jonathan. Hey, PT. No. Okay. I'm like, PT Master Game goes, are you gonna do a live stream in your birthday? No. On my birthday, well, maybe. Like, I could maybe say maybe for during the day of. However, like, hold on, I'm getting visions for other stuff, so I'm wondering if I should even say anything until after. Yeah, that might be best. I'm not sure. Part of me's like, yeah. Part of me's like, whatever. I am condoning an experiencing what's called combo. Combo is a frog, I guess you can say. I mean, and I'm like, maybe I should do some more homework on what that is before I elaborate on that as well. But I'm definitely on a shamanic journey, and I'm doing like a lot of shamanic work and a lot of things that, like, honestly I never would have wrapped my head around. And yeah, there is definitely a lot of shadow, and that's why I would like to do the shadow work video, because then it'll give a better description as to what shadow is, instead of people instantly thinking shadow work is all like occult ritual, like demonic. Like, I don't know how else to give language to, like, exactly, like, the shadow is really just the unseen. So I'm gonna definitely have to get into that. And that's all connected here. Malcolm, yeah, fasting is definitely necessary at this point. Yes, maybe I'll plan to do that for March. Fatty cat, fatty cat, fatty cat. Yeah. Oh, bear with me. Hey, DJ Kitty Scratch. Man, that is fascinating. You guys, oh my god. So there's all this science into palm reading, and it's really fascinating. It really is, but it's also scary saying that out loud, because you have no idea what's happening. I don't even know how to give language to what's happening. It's just, it's a painful, excruciating experience, and I can't help but think of an I guess like I would say a poet. I don't even know his name, but it goes, life is a comedy to those who think, and a tragedy to those who feel. Or, like, there's another one. It's like a song. Like, I forgot the words. My dad told me to. It's like, the world is a beautiful, horrible, wonderful place, like something like that. It's like some song or something like that. Like frightening. Like, it has like all these things, but it's also like talking about how beautiful and chaotic it is at the same time. Khaleesi, breaker of egos. Where do you think Khaleesi comes from? Like, if you ask me, Khaleesi comes from Kali. Kind of like Khal Drago, it's all the same thing. Multiple, you know, come slaying the ego. Man, I'm in sensory overload about that right now. That's totally bugging me. So, sorry, that's like computer. I have no idea who that is, but it's very clearly that's meant to be implanted into my mind to figure out who that is. Yes. Alright. What the heck are you saying, DJ? Who's that? I don't even know who that is. This is where I'm like, this is why I tend to avoid commentary, because it's just like, why do I bother? So, oh man, I know. Well, we're in an age of technocracy, okay? And it's, this is it. Honestly, delivery is, like, most important, and that's why, like, acting or dressing up, or, I mean, there's multiple different languages to all this stuff, and it's so hard to give it to you and distill it, and that's definitely, like, where I'm trying to get at. So maybe that's also why I'm needing to, like, write more, But honestly, it's so hard to just like sit still and break free of the matrix because I am so addicted to the matrix. I want my phone. I want to connect with people. There's like other people that are connected into the matrix that are being shown certain images and certain things, and then because of that, they're behaving in certain ways because it's like all subconscious algorithms and programming. I mean, it's hyper intelligence and technocracy. That's all I can say. Aldous Huxley. I mean, I don't like. Other than that, breaking things down, I'm struggling to like share those concepts with people without like getting extremely angry and uncomfortable. All I can break it down to as Agenda 21, and you might want to look into that. It's kind of an organization by the United Nations, and you might empathize. I mean, I'm not really sure like what other commentary to make on these legal documents. Fred, if you want me to answer and go the realms that you wish me to answer, then I suggest you to pay it forward instead of making those requests. I'm like, can you pronounce that, Kitty? Is that Racine? You know what I mean? Giggity. Hey, Sarah. Hey, people. Hey, people. MK Ultra. Interesting point out. I really like you pointing that out. So I guess I haven't like connected the dots myself. You know what I mean? Like, I looked at this beautiful document that kind of like that I personally enjoy. It's just one that's called Agenda 21 translation. So like if you're gonna look at it, it's kind of cool to look at that. Kind of just like the translation of the Georgia Guidestones. Those are kind of funny. But some of it's not so funny. Let's just put it that way. You know, like you ever had something that was just like not funny that like you made a joke out of it and just suddenly it was all better? Did you guys like? Can I just like? I just like don't want to stop like letting people know. Did you know in California you can legally marry a child? Do you know how insane this is? What kind of world do we live in that we're allowing these things and that like I just kind of just don't understand, and I'm kind of like pissed off as stated several times before. I have all this passion, so I'm kind of like reaching out to the community. Yes. On yesterday's video, I think it was, I stated that exact stature and all that. I'm gonna have like I'm like looking. I'm not seeing my my notes from yesterday that I used for yesterday's video or the last live stream. But yes, there's all these things going on, and yes, I can't stop being upset. And there's like I'm just the kind of person that exactly I take on the responsibility of all my brothers and sisters of everyone here. So as long as you are suffering, I feel like I'm suffering too. So like meanwhile, everyone else is like gasping for breath or trying to stay above or like find a will to live or whatever you choose to give language to it. You know, it's the same thing of just like doing all that inner work. Moment. Yes. I'm like, Sarah, did you do the homework? Like you and Kitty are my girls, are my people that would like, you know, that would be able to like look up that exact stature. I have a girl that I'm supposed to have dinner with, and we're totally gonna review some material. And I'm just like so blessed and thankful to be like connected with people in real time that are like about this stuff and that are showing me new stuff that's going even deeper. Hey, Sarah and everybody here, yo, if you haven't I don't even know what to say. I normally would not have said this person's name. As a matter of fact, this person's name has been sent to me so many times, and like I had no clue who they were. Okay, like I choose to use my time like very selectively. Okay, I'm like very meticulous, but at the same time, like I recognize that I've been abusing my time and my life and my energy force. So I'm attempting to do what's best, and like sometimes I'm learning that through like what I would call co-creation. You know. Like where I learned through experience. Let me get this out of my hand and I'll feel a little bit more comfortable. Okay, so the person's name that I was angling at before is Teal Swan. I haven't watched any of her other videos. I will say that. And I'm very sensitive to energy, as stated before. And I'm what's called an empath. And what that means is that a lot of times, like, I can, I guess you could say channel or feel your emotions, or like, I also have clear cognizance. It's like a clear sense. I recognize you do. So she has an older video where she does an interview, and I think the guy who interviews her is Blue something. I'm like really taken back now, and I'm not really sure. I want to say his name is Mark. I'm not sure. I just like, I'll be honest, I haven't fully finished the entire thing yet, and I can just, gosh, yeah, 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 yeah. Should I say all those things? I mean, should I say what I know? I just want to be like, Jesus Christ. like, so, how can I put this? Like exactly, like when you are like a child of God, or you are, like a light worker, or exactly, if you only keep your mind or your consciousness around on this side of the pond, right? How can you possibly know what, like, the other side does if you're just so limited in your thinking and your awareness? Like, wouldn't you want to know what the bad guy is, or like the other guy exactly is doing? And like, not that we should necessarily like go burn everyone, all right, or like try to change anybody, okay? It's just that, like, we can like pretend that child sacrifices aren't happening, or that child sex abuse isn't happening, or that, like, are you aware that they are attempting to make it even illegal to talk about these things? Like, how horrible is that? How horrible is that? Like, are we just gonna ignore all truth? Like this ain't Egypt. Like, what are we doing as a society? And just like, you just want to ignore it and act like it's not going on? Do your homework, dude. Do your homework. Do your homework. And not just that, but exactly, like, if you only knew the energy and just like physics, it, like, I mean, like, it's no wonder why these things aren't taught to everybody, I guess, you know? And then, like, I think I empathize why Bird Box is really something that's just meant to make everyone like commit suicide type thing. It's like, yes, if your blindfold is off and you could really see, it would just kill you. It would just kill you. And the best way to describe that is for anyone that's seen the Roddy Piper They Live. And honestly, I haven't seen that either, but that's the vision that I'm given to kind of convey that message. And I know it's really frightening, and I understand that, like, you know, like, we're not all gonna be able to rise up against the governments, you know, like, I empathize, I understand that's not like the solution either, but like, you know what else I noticed though? But why do you think that like people aren't like co-creating and buying up properties together and like building like their own church and like, or like spiritual community, or right, or somewhere that people can come to have sacred space, or like libraries? Exactly. Why do you think that like things are the way they are? Like, how do you think that things originally were before we were all taught to like be against one another? Like, you would know who your neighbor is, right? Like, you would really, really know your neighbor. Like, oh, that's Joe and his family does this and this, and oh, they've been doing this for years. Or like, just, I'm just kind of like frustrated. And like, it also bothers me about like, the whole this land is my land, this is your land. Like, this is Mother Earth's land, yo. Like, what, where, excuse me for my, my childlike ways of expressing right now. But, it's just like kind of some things that just have really like parasitically wrapped around like my throat and my heart. Like, things that I like, exactly, that feels like someone can't really talk about. I haven't gotten into her parents yet. Her parents, okay, so if you want to insist on talking about other people, the story of Teal Swan, her parents, like, I'm like, I can't lie. I can feel the energies, like, where I literally get concerned, like I'm going to get killed. Or like you better watch your mouth, otherwise you'll be wearing a rat mask and you'll be found dead with a red scarf, okay? And like, I can feel the, like the psychic energy attached. Like, I can tell when it's like the energy's on me, okay? And it's really uncomfortable. And like honestly, I would probably want to watch the video again before like fully like exactly publicly making statements and type stuff. But exactly, her parents weren't all about, they were scientists. That's the simplest way of putting it, okay? They were scientists. And I'm pretty sure she mentions that they were actually scientists, and that they didn't believe in special abilities like I have, you can say. She goes into the 4 different houses of Mormons, I believe it is, and how some, like, it's about the blood. It's like, this is all like hush hush type stuff, and like I'm supposed to also recognize and let you remember that not like, excuse me, but is it 7 basic religions, or like 7 like major ones or whatever? Not in any of them though do they condone magic, or do they like mention anything about that. For me, it originally did seem like a big game of telephone until I got more into the spiritual stuff. And to be honest, like I was like kind of like against the spiritual stuff too, because I grew up in a very scientific place as well. And like I was 12 years old having conversations about string theory and things like that. That was kind of where my head was at. And I'll admit, like I've kind of gotten further off the path from science, like a lot more off the path than science. Like I never would have thought I would come this far into all this stuff. And of course, with my last name being Mason by birth, like, and people mentioning all jokes since I was a kid, of course I couldn't help but look into the Freemasons and the Illuminati and all of that stuff, the occult, and like all different levels. You know, I'm very sensitive to all things. People don't recognize what magic is, I guess you can say. Like something as simple as hair cutting. I mean, maybe you remember that from the movies and stuff like that, getting a lock of someone's hair. I mean, it's so much like more, you know? And it's like not like what people think either, you know? Like it's not always like sacrifices, and it's not like what people think. Like I just know, that's all I can say is like people are really limited in their way of perceiving things, and they see people with crystals or like sticks or animal furs or whatever, and exactly like people want to get ignorant and shut that down. But you, like, if you're of God, or if you are preaching that lifestyle, you would recognize that all things are of God. So yeah, when an accident or disaster occurs, perhaps that's God's will. And like, I mean, there's definitely energies going on there. But I'm also not saying there isn't like a yin and yang type thing going on. And you could say that it's basically like 2 different alien groups against each other type thing. Yes. Bear with me here. There's also other commentary that's more important. Let me see. I love how you guys actually know about Teal Swan. I do encourage you to see that very special documentary that she personally tells of just her things. And exactly, you'll hear the guy like spitting in the background. And like she's not flinching like one single bit. It's quite a lot. Thank you. Yes, I do love decorating myself. That was also another thing that I came to the conclusion of today, is like, man, I love like I really do love dressing up and performing and transforming myself, and like being able to express and play with all these different energies. But obviously you can recognize that's also what the shadow work video is totally going to be about, because like how all these great things can be bad, you know what I mean? Like exactly, if someone dresses up and like woos you with, that's like black magic, right? She wins you over by dressing a certain way or whatever, like. But like it's also shame on the other like person in some levels for being so low. But at the same time, like some people can't help it, and you have to forgive, for they don't know, or like there's no way you can share that richness of consciousness, you know, as much as you might be trying so hard to make someone see something some type of way. You know, if they're stuck in their feelings and their attachments, then they're never going to be able to access the level that you're on, because they're so fixated on their stuff. So don't try to lower yourself to everyone else's stuff, you know. Sometimes we have to go alone, you know, to go a path that no one else has gone. You know, there's plenty of great excuses, you know, that's why a lot of people aren't doing the things that we're doing. So it's important for us to keep going. Let me see what else we have here. Yes. Drama, pow. Drama, pow. Fred Terry. I wonder of your energy for sure. There's a lot of stories I could tell. Real life experiences and also astral projections or whatever you would call them. Okay, guided meditations and you're shown visions or shamanic experiences or hallucinogenic experiences or even revelations of God. You can call them all kind of the same thing, you know? I could have a million different stories. Aloha, Pow Pow. It's cool that you actually know a lot of these things. I find that interesting. I've kind of been going deep down the rabbit hole. I just discovered that guy who apparently Fox Mulder was like made up after. The guy, come on Trina, what's his name? Nope. Yes. Yes. I don't know. I can't remember his name. But oh my god, I posted him today on my Facebook and my on Twitter too, you know, if you want to skip Facebook. By the way, I have to also put that out there, like, avoiding your Facebook, like, in some ways, I just want to be like, you can't win with all social media. It's all kind of like the same algorithms and the same psychological tactics, you know? Pavlov, I should probably do a video on social media addiction and like also the psychology and the behavioral stuff. That's also another thing. Another video I would love to do is on I think it's called soy lecithin. I call it soy lectin, but that's probably not how you say it. Anyway, this product is like in all chocolates and stuff like that, and it's emulsifier. And I wanted to look into it and be like, what is this? And when I looked into it, it was it comes from cells of either plants or animals, and oh man, like, so of course, like as stated before, like all the top Google searches were all like positive things about it, endorsing the product, all the people that paid for it, top of Google or whatever. But then as I dig deeper into it and I search for particular terms, you know, I found research and data on it where it causes all these behavioral changes inside people. And yeah, I guess, like, alive. Some people believe that they have to feel pain in order to feel alive. That's also something I'm supposed to get into, is all these false belief systems that you tell yourself and you attach yourself to. Like, some people get so obsessive about politics or sports or animals or just like something outside of themselves, and they like kind of like go like cuckoo, right? Because they get like so obsessive compulsive about like whatever they're crazy about. But really, they struggle to like find their identity or who they are because they attach themselves so intensely to other things, you know? Like, for example, if you give all of your attention to the animal 24/7 and you never nurture yourself, how will the animal have someone proper, right? Like healthy, like it's like, I'm just using that as a cheesy example, but there's a lot of different stuff like that. Conscious awareness. You can't spell psychic. I'm not psychic. I mean, I guess I could be labeled psychic, but like, that's like a horrible word for it. And as a matter of fact, did you know it's an illegal word? It's an illegal word, in case you don't know. I cannot go up and just post up with a sign that says psychic. As a matter of fact, in the city of St. Augustine, I have to go to like to the city hall and like fill out this form and like all this stuff. So what I did is I removed the word psychic, and then I was a nerd and I originally put sidekick. Sidekick. So whatever. Punk rock princess for life. No, I'm kidding. Partially not kidding. I know! The drama. Gotta love the drama of life, of everybody trying to like shit in your Easter basket, basically. I ain't about it. What's up, Paul Beavis? You always over here. Gracias. You're missing a lot of great commentary, a lot of great education. You're funny. See? Yeah. So if you're into psychic stuff, since we're on that topic, you can go on Wikipedia, and on Wikipedia there's a page, it's called List of Psychic Abilities. And yes, I do have access to quite a few things on there, and I think why that was actually revealed to me now is so that I could expand, because everyone is intuitive, and these are all things that can be trained. And like anyone that's a part of government agencies, a lot of people should know there is like it's complicated, okay? Like maybe should I say like the people that are meant to know, no, and then like, but like the fear, all I can hear is fear. A lot of people have fear, and that's ego. Your fear voice is your ego voice, keeping you away from doing new things to keep you safe in your little protection comfort bubble. Claircognizance. Yeah, I love claircognizance. Claircognizance is like it's a clear sense of knowing, and like, you guys, there's just certain data that sometimes come to me that like just isn't very comfortable. I'll be transparent and use one as an example. Okay, so I had a submissive, or like a boyfriend, or whatever you want to call it, right? And I go to sleep. I go to sleep on my dad's boat, and like I wake up in the morning and I have all this psychic data come in, and it tells me that boy was playing with himself, thinking of me. Or no. He was thinking of somebody else, and then last minute felt guilty, and then thought of me. Okay? That exact thing. That exact whole story. And then, like, I contact him, and that's the exact said thing that happened. And I was just like, thanks. Thanks! Like, why did I need to wake up knowing that? Like, but it's more than that. It's just that, like, exactly the energy that's sent towards me, I'm, like, flooded with. You know what I mean? And like it's painful. It can be painful for me. Like I don't like to like connect to certain energies, or have learned about cutting etheric cords, or like exactly through personal experience and suffering I had to learn about this stuff. Like but I'm not trying to go like do any exorcism or anything, you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to go deal with any of that as like, but unfortunately like a lot of demonic type stuff like does go around us more than people know. If you don't know, by the way, I know people don't like to hear that shit, but straight up, if you get the Satanist Bible, it just means worshiping yourself. How many people do you know that are just like, fuck him, it's all about me? Like I'm just like, oh my god. It's just like, what? It's a cult. It's like a big cult. And it's like all these things are being told and snuck into everybody, and like nobody's talking about, but like they're becoming normal. Does that make sense? Like just suddenly things appear, nobody talks about it. It's kind of like that. But then they become like social norms because like, oh, it's been going on, don't you know? Like everybody does that. Like stuff like that. I'm like, it's a damnation. Ha. I wouldn't say people need to relax as much as like people need to take action and then like earn your rest, you know what I mean? Like, did you really come to this planet to suffer? I mean, was that your choice, to hurt people and to hurt yourself and then to like act like you don't hurt all the time? Is that your story? Like, how many of his stories are like that? And like, if we can recognize a story, why would we recreate it if we have a like way to not create that if we choose? Like, it's kind of fun to like fill out that story, I guess, I can't even lie about that. Like, I call it my Edgar Allan Poe. Like, there's a part of my life and sometimes where I just get extremely dark. Like, exactly like this. I'm just like, I like that darkness, and I like to cry and be mad and sad. Like, I don't know what that is. Is that a habitual thing that we're just so used to these types of things that like we kind of thrive on how strong we can be in those things? The hero's journey, eh? I don't know of Kelly and the Raw. Huh. I love how Fred Terry just wants to go like, tell me all about your greatest traumas. Like, tell me them right now, and like tell me them for free. Like, please dedicate all your time to me, and like I'll give you nothing. Please, let me use you and feast upon your energy. That's what I'm really here to do. Ha. Yes. I used to be really afraid of darkness. And then I recognized that, like, I am that light everywhere that I go. You think I'm getting paid to do this? Ha. Ha! Please tell me. Tell me who. Who? Are you funding this? I don't think you're funding this. I mean, maybe YouTube's being paid, because, yeah, you know that millions of people are on this website right now. For sure. Yeah. If only you knew the science. I'm like, there's a very small likelihood that I will do that. Unless it's like, if you maybe send me a link, if it's something I can watch and actually obtain simply, then yes, I can pay attention to that. Ah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can tell me shit all day long. Your best bet is to send me a link. But even then, like, I get sent so much stuff. Like, how could I ever sit still? Like, the best bet is sit still with me. Yes, Sarah, I will. And yeah, select people I can trust and know that they're going to give me good stuff. So I'm definitely going to look at what Sarah sent me. Pow Pow. I'll keep that person's name in mind if I continue my journey on her. Like, I feel like I should comment on Fred Terry about, like, his ignorance to thinking that, like, YouTube pays. Like, are you aware what YouTube pays? Do you think that I make a penny on a 1 million viewed video? Like, I mean, like, 1 penny per view? Because it's not like that. I wish it was like that. I mean, like, maybe better than that would be a wish, but, like, I'm not actually here being paid by anyone. I'm choosing to spend my life and my time to give you my energy and my attention and what my no is. I don't have to be here. I could go somewhere and actually make money. I could go turn on Uber. I could go clean. I could do whatever I choose to do. But I choose to be here with you here now. If I didn't care about you, now why would I be here? Why would I answer you? Why would I pay attention to you? Why? If you didn't matter, if you were nothing. Why? Why would I waste my time allowing you to see me, allowing you to hear me, allowing you to be with me now? All knowledge can be either used against you or for you. It's a true tool and weapon. Hey, Mark Hudson, nice of you to join me. No, you're not gonna manipulate me and try to be like, if you do this, I'll do that. I'm like, get out of here with that. Like, what kind of manipulated bullshit is that? I'm not looking for conditional love or conditional friends. F that. If you want to be here, you're here because you want to be here, not because you want to be anywhere else. Obviously, you're here, so there's a reason why you're here, and only you know why. And you are the creator, and right now you are co-creating with me as we share this experience together. Malcolm. On a level though, but like, Malcolm said that I'm not a succubus, okay? And like, I can't help but think of psychic vampires as soon as Malcolm says this, especially since like Malcolm is actually into or like knows what's up about spiritual stuff, okay? So like that's what that makes me think of. Like, psychic vampires are people that like come around and want to talk to you and they suddenly feel better around you. And like the way that I'm just so real with you. If you're one of those people and the truth is they're empaths, okay? The succubuses, the vampires, they're empaths, but they don't know how to use their gifts. Sometimes they literally don't know that like you're processing their emotions or that they're processing yours. There's a lot of different stuff going on, right? Like, the way that I call you out, if you have this problem, I'm gonna be blunt, this is how I do it. So it's like, like, sometimes I'll call them out. I'll be like, you feel this way and this way and this way, and you're dealing with this, this, and this. And they'd be like, no, I'm not. I feel fine. I'm like, yeah, because I feel all your shit now. Funny, not funny, okay? But that's basically what it is. Like, their emotions become mine. They feel suddenly so great around me, and then I'm just like, you constantly have to ask yourself, is this mine? Is this mine? God, Fred, are you 12? All I can think about is the movie Drop Dead Fred and the imaginary friend. So I love all forms of adventure. An adventure can even be reliving a past experience in your mind to the tiniest detail. Or it could be an adventure thinking about the most traumatic time, you know? Both are adventures. Just how are you choosing to experience your reality? I feel bad for the psychic vampires, you know, because I see them as empaths. And then Malcolm, I keep wanting to tell you about Lenin Sidhi. And anyone else that chooses to look into that. I think it's Leanan and then space Sidhe, Lenin Sidhi. It's like almost like a fairy or someone who kind of like brings inspiration, but like you have to love her or else she'll die. And I feel like that's kind of like who I am. Someone else called me that and I was like, oh my god, it's me. It was kind of funny. Let me catch up some things, some commentary. I'm still on behind. On point, pow pow. Catching up with you. I don't like to play that game of like, what am I thinking, blah blah blah. Like that's so stupid. Like that and like, what's the other one? Tell me the winning lottery numbers. Like, shut up. God. It's frustrating. Bear with me. Yay! What else I like is, I'm like, oh, dude, and like, I totally get off and enjoy, like, Sarah's energy big time. Like, there's only 2 people that have that energy signature, and it's like, it's definitely Kitty and Sarah, and they have, like, this energy signature where they're, like, master wizards of gathering information and, like, accomplishing shit of that nature. Like, I guess homework slaves, like, they are on point. Like, you tell them what you want to find and just, like, here's this, and it's, like, all distilled and simplified, and then it's just, like, she's, like, one of the best agents to have in this matrix. Ha! I don't know what Fred said, but Sarah shut him up. That's all I know. God, it's so funny. I forgot that, like, other people have that power. Whoa. Yeah, I'm not really the guy that ever, like, silenced somebody, but, like, there's some people that, like, always put people in place as they find necessary. And of course, who am I to say that she shouldn't express herself as she feels necessary, that I just choose not to offer harsh abrasion. Ha! I love Harry Sober. He says, choice is the biggest adventure. I like to break down choice as CH and then capital OIC. Like, how are we looking at things? Like, where are we thinking that our only options are? You know, conscious awareness is everything. So funny. God, it's funny. Woo! Your pen is in hand. Yeah, LEANAN space SIDHE. I'm like a shitty speller, dude. I'm like, I need to do it on the computer. Lannan Sidhi. Aloha. Please, don't get so fixated on the beauty, because it's just an illusion. It's all temporary. But yes, I do like the way that I did this. I thought this would be a good look for the shadow work video, although I'm still struggling with all that and like exactly like delicacy and delivery and figuring that out. I'm like that might like I'm like, is this gonna take me a month to come up with this video of the, like what I would really like to do? I've created some new things that are just really beautiful. I also have like tons and tons of stuff on my phone right now waiting to go up that to me is just pure gold, but that's not for everybody, right? So I'm just gonna have to harness those. I did recently make a new playlist on my YouTube channel. My files. Okay. So feel free to check those out, especially if you're like closed-minded to that stuff. And I'm also going to have to make more professional videos around that stuff too, which we'll definitely get to as time allows. That's why I try to do things in real time too and allow the live and the commentary for if anyone wants to step through. My intuition is telling me that I'm supposed to be an active member in this chemtrails group. That's where I've actually connected to a lot of people that know what's up. Let's just say that, you know, because it seems like reaching out to my already audience about like these other things that I'm interested in, I swear to God, it's like pulling teeth, and I feel like extremely lonely. Or like maybe like you could say like I'm a dentist with no patience. Like I have like all this, but like what good is all this know-how? You know, like if I can't come together. Which is why I'm like also hungry to like bring back communities, or like to wake people up and to see like their other options. But again, that could get me exterminated. But hey, just know that I'll never commit suicide, and that if anything like that ever happens, like, you know that it was a suicide with a red scarf type thing where, you know, somebody took me out, man. But yeah, I'm bringing it. Tazzy Bear! Mama Bear loves you. Yes. I'm like, you give me a reason to stay. I'm like, I'm waiting to have dinner with a really cool girl. She's probably like texting me and like wondering where I'm at right now. Shout out to everyone who gave a thumbs up. I know my videos have been fucking nuts lately, okay? I know that I'm like giving you total sensory overload. And like, I want to keep it going, to be honest. Like, this new stuff that I have coming, like, I can't lie. Like, should I, like, I'm just like, with the way of the censorship of the world, you know, like, I get concerned of like my, you could almost say, permission of being able to exist, okay? Like being able to share this information with, like, this knowledge is like sacred stuff. So exactly, like, the knowledge in the wrong hands, the knowledge can be used for bad. For example, I definitely need to cover tarot cards when I do the shadow work video. I cannot forget that, okay? For example, let's use tarot cards, okay? Like, yes, we could look at them as divination tools and occult rituals and ways that people find out information about you without having to use all this or build all that, okay? Like putting it out to the universe. But there's also people that really sincerely do the work of God and use these horrible tools, or great tools, whatever you choose to say, for good. For example, you could look at blood. The Hopi Indians made a prophecy about giving the blood back to the earth. And believe it or not, there are people who are drinking their own blood right now because they feel the vitality that it gives them. Look at Elizabeth Bathory. Should I say Elizabeth Bathory? The woman who bathed in the blood of virgins? Where do you think Dracula came from, you guys? Like, I mean, there's all these different hyper connections of like all these things, and that's the World Wide Web. That's all the connection. We're all connected. It's Gaia by every little molecule. When I inhale, I'm inhaling your exhale, you know? Like, we're all breathing together. You can hate the other guy all you want, but we're all breathing together. You can hate the snakes all you want. We're all breathing together. We all have the same chemistry. We all have ATCG. We all have the same DNA. That means we all came from the same mother, ATCG. Like, isn't that such divine, beautiful presence? And, like, still you cannot see what is in front of you. And, like, I guess I'm just a Pisces, and that nobody wants to listen, you know, to make them understand. But anyone that really wanted to understand, like, here, I would gladly engage with you and change your mind. Or maybe you can change my mind. And, like, that would be even more fun, you know. I have not watched any of those new creations. I know that they're all subliminal programming and, like, documentation. For example, I know the most perfect example. Weather modification. Anyone that knows about Agenda 21, or anyone that, like, let's say you're having a wedding, you can Google right now, like, and hire a company that will make it not rain on your wedding day. You can also make it rain on your crops if you want it to. There are literally companies you can hire that will do this, okay? There are. I know that freaks you out. You can Google it right now. Google it right now. Don't take my freaking word for it. Don't get upset at me. It's not me. Don't hate the mess. Don't shoot the messenger, you know? But then you see this movie, what's that movie? Come on, I just watched Geostorm. Like, that's one of those things that I was talking about earlier where, like, nobody's talking about these things, but, like, they're happening. And, like, they're kind of slowly becoming part of society. So now society's like, oh, that's been going on. And I was like, but, like, when did this become a thing? Like, nobody communicated. And just everybody's just all lost in their own world, stuck in their own cell phone. Look at this person. Tell me that this isn't, like, a bot, an artificial intelligence to, like, stream up against me. Tell me it's not. Like, tell me it's not. You guys, you need to know what's happening. And, like, I don't know what else to tell you other than that. And, like, if you don't want to know, so be it. But don't say, like, I can't say that I haven't, like, done my work. Thank you, Tazzy. Use my form of expression today. Mood. Messing with it. So, my brain is leaking, so I cannot learn. Yo. Mark Hudson. Mark Hudson, when I connect to your energy, I feel like you have ancestral lineage connections to, like, occult stuff, and, like, maybe you already know mad information about occult stuff. And I definitely think of Aleister Crowley and things like that. Attitude. Attitude broken down is at-it-tude. Okay, how are you going at it? Are you going at it? Or have you already given up before you started? Are you going after what you think you're after? Do you think you really want a puppy? Or do you really want the story that comes with a puppy that you think is going to happen once you have it? This is not a campsite! Hey everybody, it's the weather report. Like, keep that off. Keep that off. Yeah. Let me do a little... You know, my fantasy right now that I'm putting out to the universe is I would love to go to Berkeley University and study chemistry. Hey, why did Pow Pow retract their message? Boo, you pansy. Pansy. Seriously though, that's that. I'm like, Cali's a kind of like hot energy place, you guys. Like Cali is like I want to be like the motherboard of technocracy, and like there's like artificial intelligence, and like you don't even know, you have no full conscience. California is where like it's legal to marry children. Like if I was a mom, I could legally sign over my newborn and be like, here guy, bang and keep this baby forever. Do you know how like corrupt this is? Like my mind is just, how is this legal? How is this legal? Please tell me. Please tell me. When did this become a thing? Excuse my loudness represents my passion. You call it anger, aggression, whichever you prefer. I call it my passion. This is my passion. I'm very passionate about the spirits and the lives of all the children. I recognize that we are all children and that we need to return to that innocence and stop looking at things through the lenses of our past experiences and like look at everything like it's the first time we're looking at it. Instead of being like, oh, this has negative association because it reminds me of that. Or I had a bad experience at that beach one time, so I'm not going back. All these stories. These are stories. They're not fake. I mean, like, they're not fake. They're not fake because you believe them. And when you believe them, they're true. If you believe, I'm always going to live in this shitty house. Like, that's right, guy. You chose that life. Or, like, I'm always going to be broke. I mean, you can tell, like, or I'm always going to be single, forever alone. You guys remember that hype? Why do you think these things were created? What do you think is going on? What do you want? Literally, thoughts can be inserted into your mind. Do you know about that? Do you know about that? There's so much science about this. And it's DARPA. DAARPA. There's other technologies that do this too. And, I don't even know what to say other than that. Okay, like I just want to make jokes like it's a damnation. Like this is wrong. Like we got to do something. So I would like to see action, you know? Act. You have to act, react. But nothing's being done, like not even in your conscious awareness. If you believe you can achieve, say it like this. I know I can be what I want to be. If I work harder, then I'll be where I want to be. Looks to learn. Read more, learn more, change the globe. Bear with me, I'm reading all the commentary. Hold on. Mum. Lee. Aw, Sarah. I love how you're like my warrior and guardian angel who like kicks so much ass for me, you know? Like I can lay weak in the field and just like fried, and you're just like, I'm still going. You're like literally my jet girl sometimes. Exactly, like you and Kitty. Oh my god, like my soldiers, like seriously, like my feminine soldiers that like I need so much. Kitty sometimes definitely can be more masculine energy, and like you can be very androgynous, you could say too, but like you definitely got that Supergirl power. There's no denying that, and I've been denying that in myself too. So I guess I'll have to work on that. 333. Weirdo perv demands. What's stopping me? What's stopping me? Like, my ego tells me, like, Trina, what if you're not smart enough to, like, go to Berkeley? Or, like, Trina, what if you can't afford Berkeley? Or, Trina, what if you take the class and you fail? Or, Trina, how are you gonna get to Berkeley? Or, Trina, California is expensive. Like, all these stories. So I'm dealing with the same thing. And, like, frankly, I'm not gonna go out to California and go to Berkeley unless, like, I get my own... Like, I'm gonna get my own chemistry books and stuff like that now, you know? Before I, like think I'm gonna get this story of that I'm gonna go to Berkeley and everything's gonna be blah, blah, blah. No, man, I gotta study this material first and see if this is really for me, you know? I have, like, this idea in my head that I want to do these things where, like, Berkeley is known to be, like, educated and know about LSD and psilocybin and being able of using these chemical components to heal and raise awareness and so many other things like that. So yes, my soul is so hungry and yearning and wanting to like pursue these things, but it's so much, and it takes so much discipline. Like, that's why I'm at war with my phone, you know? Like, I'm grateful for my phone because exactly, like, I use it to kind of communicate and have, like, personal relations with people and offer my services and have my own business. But then at the same time, like, a lot of times I notice I'm giving the phone, like, energy and I'm not even being paid. And then, like, my whole day is gone. I'm like, what did I get out of that? Like, that's all, like, ego satisfaction. Like, nothing actually was created. It was all an illusion. So I feel like I need to, like, unplug and, like, really, really read, to be honest. That's all I want to do is read. But I'm struggling. And then, like, my personal emotions, like, I'm getting triggered, you could say, by, like, the frequencies that are around, or exactly the electromagnetic fields, or the 5G. I mean, you could say many different things, or the chemicals and the foods. But, like, exactly, like, I'm having all this energy that I'm, like, feel incapable of managing myself. Like, where I can focus and pay attention. But honestly, my heart has to be there, you know what I mean? Like, why would I half-ass, like, study stuff? Like, I have to be, like, really all about it. So I'm gonna have to, like, buy my own books and, like, take this really seriously. I'm, like, halfway open to, like, you know, I would say half-heartedly open to the idea of, like, exactly if someone wanted to help me go to school and do that, but at the same time, like, exactly I would not want to get involved unless I was completely serious and really, really dedicated to my practices, you know? Like, I love learning and stuff like that, but obviously, like, I'm a bit all over the place. I'm into so many different topics. I'm an artist. Like, I love to write, I love animals, I love plants, I take care of a lot of plants. I'm very intuitive and connected to so many different things. You know, it's a lot to kind of juggle myself and also keep myself entertained and happy by being active and doing all the different things that I enjoy doing with my existence. Yeah, I'm going to look more into those laws, okay? I know. Yeah, Tazzie's good people. Catching up. Mods are great. Funny commentary. Malcolm says, experiences developed through communication. Awareness is sacred to the higher self in development. It's interesting that you say that because I recently got into a debate with someone about why do we have our thoughts? Like, we don't really need our, like he basically was trying to say that we only need our thoughts so that way we can communicate with other people of, like, what our experience is like. But Malcolm's comment very clearly communicates that we kind of sometimes need to communicate or have thoughts to kind of communicate and check in with self. Or like there's something about that with the awareness. I'm studying mindfulness, and like I'm just noticing all these different things, and I'm kind of just breaking them all down and trying to also simplify and distill them as well so I can share them. Ha! 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 You think I'm gonna give up before I die and just stop learning? Like, I always tell everybody, like, if I could afford to and just be in college forever, I would. Like, I sincerely love learning. I love the challenge. I kind of like the grade system, you know? It kind of, like, lets me know where I'm at, like, you know? And, like, I would prefer not to cheat and have someone else do my homework. Like, I legitimately would enjoy the process. However, there's, like, some bottom structures that definitely are, like, kind of irritating, you know, when dealing with that. For me in particular, like these little boxes that have to get checked type thing in order for you to pass, you know what I mean? For example, in high school, in order for me to pass an American Sign Language class, like it was mandatory for me to do a public speaking or something like that. Or like write a paper. I'm just like, I don't know. For me, that's just like a bunch of BS and rules and paradigms that don't really matter. It depends on your know-how, if you actually have the capability of using the information. That's the truth, Dave. Belief is everything, so it's true. For as long as I believe that I can't, I won't. It's true. But for as long as I believe I can, I shall. So watch me. Yes, I need to see Revolver a couple times. I actually have it brand new on DVD, waiting here. You're making me tempted, Sarah. I would drive down there. I'm pretty crazy like that. And like, especially since you're being drugged out, I'm wondering if I should come a day earlier, or if you would like exactly, I would almost say like negotiate and meet me halfway or something like that. Exactly, meet me in West Palm or something like that. I don't know. It's a lot of work either way. And I know that you're like packing up to move, but like, yeah, exactly. I'm just like, no, my friend is slipping from my fingers, leaving the state. It's cool. Yo, I just found out, excuse me, I'm all excited. I just found out Cleopatra actually went to Colorado and Missouri. Did you know that? And that Colorado has a museum? Colorado has a museum that's been shut down, and they had like some super historical artifacts. I just found that out today. I've just been kind of going nuts. Sarah, you need to see that thing that I sent you. I told everybody just to watch 15 minutes in, but like, yo, like, grace yourself the honor of watching that entire documentary, because oh my god, this guy just covers so much in such a short period of time. Like, I was just like, yes, like I would definitely watch it again. It was really, really good. Yes. I love how Harry does Yoda. Yes. Why do you think that was made? I would totally love to fucking kick some ass at Berkeley. Let's go. Shit, I don't know if I really want to go out there, man. Like, California was not one of my favorite places. I mean, I'll admit, I loved Aptos. I loved Aptos, being in the Wood Mountains. I got so much, like hype and energy. And, like, there's a lot of, like, there's a mixture, right? Like, there's a lot of hoity-toity out there. Like, brainwashed thinking, like, because they have all this money, that they have all this power in the Matrix type thing, you know what I mean? Or that they're some big somebody that, like, suddenly it makes them different. Or, like, you know what I mean? All these stories that they tell themselves. You totally are a goddess. I'm like, you already know this, duh. Aw. Dude, Taz, like, I'm like, Onyx, you need to see Tazzy. Tazzy is gorgeous. Tazzy does, like, bomb makeup. I'm like, Tazzy should do a YouTube channel of the makeup process. Like, I've never even checked out Tazzy's channel. I wonder if to do that. Well, people are a product of their environment, and then they need to recognize their power to create their environment, to choose to be around certain people, to choose to have certain experiences, to choose, you know, how they react, how they participate in what's occurring, you know, what is their attachment to, their attracted to, their likes, their dislikes. Bum 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 bum. Oh my god. You guys, I'm tapping some other energies. You know, there's some people who can see, like, I would say almost like clairvoyant. I mean, there's different levels of like psychic seeing, okay? Like there's like seeing, like I'm getting like a vision, and then there's like seers who literally like can look at you and then like see stuff. And like I can't lie, I wonder about Lee, because I feel the energy, the infinity symbol. That's fascinating. That's fascinating. A lot of people don't know that they can see though, and a lot of times we've turned it off. There's a huge reason for that too. You need to know that also the pineal and the thyroid gland are being targeted through the endocrine system, right? And that happens through calcium. That's why there's like the calcium chloride that we were talking about earlier is actually put into foods and stuff like that. It calcifies those two areas, what makes you like kind of cut off from that part. Kind of like what I was talking to Zach about recently, about like how if we cut out our eyes, you know, we can still see, we'll still dream, we'll still have visions. But if we cut off the, I need to ask Zach again what the exact gland is, but if we cut off that gland, then we cannot dream, we cannot see, we truly cannot, and we don't even know what seeing is. Like, I just, in some ways I feel like, exactly like there's so many people that just don't know a lot of stuff. And for me, it's like kind of like basic stuff. So it's like, oh man, I gotta start over, or like, you know, it's like, well, and then exactly, especially like when you aren't being paid, right? But like, how can you let the brothers and sisters like go on that way? Like how do you expect his story to change if you just ignore it and neglect the situation? Like neglect, if you Google the definition of neglect, it means someone who has the inability to take care of themselves. Like, you know, like they have no idea. Like they don't know how to eat clean, or they don't know how not to be in abusive relationships, or they don't know better, you know? They have the inability to take care of themselves. And then like us not doing something when we have a cognizant, like, you know, capability of understanding, and we choose not to have participation. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. I see some like fucking positive epic commentary I want to get to, so hold on. Yeah, I did like some crazy lips today. It's actually one of my favorite ways to do lipstick. I hope you totally listened to that whole thing, dude. That was like one of the best documentaries I've listened to in a long time. I also just recently listened to this amazing podcast, dude. A lot of people are sending me some great stuff. But man, it's a lot to stay on top of. And then exactly, like, frank, truth be told, exactly, I'm not really being paid for this. And like partially it's frustrating because it's like, yeah, like a lot of people are feasting upon what I have to offer, but does anybody care if I ate today? Crickets. Like, you know? And no, I didn't eat today. And it's 5:16. I'm pretty bad about that. Yo, I just learned through Teal Swan, since we were talking about her earlier. I learned some things that I wish I didn't learn. One of those things is about something that I'm like her about. I'm an oracle. And like that's not necessarily like my strongest gift. But in the worlds where people are a part of these rituals or these cultures, and they come together and they do like communal religious type sacrifices, stuff like that, whether it be like Mormon or satanic or any ritual or pagan, whatever word you choose, okay? Like basically it has been historically known that like exactly like Teal Swan mentions, where they would try to drink her blood because they believed that if they drank the oracle's blood, that they too would have the intuitive gifts. And something else I learned from that documentary was about how do you say this, like she was mentioning how they believe, or the way that they treated her is that they're not allowed to take care of themselves. And like it's like an energy thing. And it's really funny because a lot of the people that I know that are like very like high priestess or super energy, like goddesses type thing, or exactly, even there's males of course too who have the oracle abilities. And yes, like it's like this whole like ability to care for self. And then something that I noticed that will happen is exactly like there will be people, or like exactly like people that want to help take care type thing, you know. And like they kind of also show the way on like how to, I mean. And then also, since we're in I guess we can say like the 20th century type thing, a lot of things have changed, and different magics are like made basically. Okay, so it's called spelling. Careful what you chant and enchant. Abracadabra, it means what I speak, I create. Okay, there's a lot of stuff like that going on. Let me read into some of the live commentary. It's been great channeling you all this stuff. Thank you, Sarah. I'm like, I mean, I wish I would have posted this online, but it's all good. I actually kind of like hiding out here, and the people that are like serious about me will be here, you know what I mean? Veritas? Veritas? I don't know what that is. I know what you're saying. I'm suddenly getting an urge for tacos, you guys. I mean, I really appreciate your commentary about Berkeley, like how it's not the only place in the world. I'm particularly targeting Berkeley, though, because for my education, or what I've been informed, is exactly that it's more acceptable there to be studying the chemicals that I am most interested in studying, and like the most simplest ways. You guys, I cannot wait to do the shadow work video, because I'm totally gonna get into the war on drugs, and like I could even get started on that now, you know what I mean? Like about how like everyone wants to hate on, like we could all talk smack about heroin, methamphetamines, and things like that. But if you're messing around with Adderall, Risperdal, Depakote, you know, I can give list pharmaceutical drugs here. Like, this is the way that our governments have like made it, where they have control over the drugs and the neurochemistry of your mind. But like, if you're messing around with your chemistry yourself, you know, a lot of things can go haywire. Why do you think that there's certain drugs or pharmaceuticals suddenly found inside your water? I'm sure many of you have seen online or on the news that like, be careful, don't drink the sink water, because suddenly, there's what is it called? Xanax, and what's the other one? Come on, Trina, not Zoloft. The original. It's the original. Lithium? No. Prozac. Yeah. That's in the water. But scientifically, we know that these things, they numb the neuroreceptors in our mind, right? It makes it so we can't connect, we can't feel, we have no pain. No, everything's gone, right? Like, you can look up how Adderall is crystal meth. Like, that's legit. Haley, it's nice of you to join me. I know I've been channeling so much wild stuff, and I'm like, I'm coming for you. That's totally gonna be my thing for you forever. I'm coming for you, Lee. Stop it, pow pow. I'm not gonna eat. I'm like, you buy me ice cream. Ha. Okay, Lee. Left eye. Lee said, here, let me, not Lee Pilcher. We have a Chioli or whatever. Chioli. My left, he says, or she says, whatever. My left eye is clairvoyant, but my right eye is a microscope, so my heart doesn't know what to choose. Okay, so if you can recognize this conscious awareness, okay, because left brain, right brain's very differently. Left eye is connected to right brain, right eye connected to left brain, and you know, different sides of the brain means different things, like art and patterns and things like that. And then I don't know if you're into Egyptian stuff, but hello, what is Horus? The left eye, the psychic eye, while Ra, okay? There's a lot of stuff like that out there. Let me catch up. Avada Kedavra. I've heard of that. The death spell. Okay, so something else I need to cover that I'm like kind of being triggered about right this second is you need to know what the heck you're feeding. If you're terrified or you're obsessed with like the Illuminati or children being eaten or whatever's going on, know that your energy is feeding that. Like literally, like it feeds off of your fear and your vibrational vortex. And like things only have as much power as you give them. Okay, so if you're giving all your power, all your energy to these things, like they're feasting upon it. You know? And yes, fluoride is in the water and causing calcification of pineal glands. It's also, you can go to the grocery store and you'll see in the baby waters it says with added fluoride. WTF, mate? Like, what's up with that? Should I do a video on that? I don't know if I should. Maybe I should. Pow pow. Getting to know your darker self. You know, it's really interesting that you say that because you just triggered for me some big stuff that I'm going to have to write down. Let me write that down a little bit, kind of, actually. Maybe that'll help me trigger me next time. Where are you? Where'd you go? Here we go. Getting to know darker self. Wow, you're freaking me out. No, darker self. Okay, let me write down Mason, too. Might as well write that. Mason, incest. There's all kinds of dark things. I used to actually own a company called Darker Life, so it's really, really funny that that's what's happening. That used to be my LLC, my business. Darker Life. Fascinating. Wow. But I also have to talk about, like, I want the video to basically be around where, like, shadow work is kind of like a form of light work, you know? It's where some of the dark, unseen things are beautiful. Like, for example, there's a singing example that I make. For example, let's say part of someone's shadow, like part of their unseen information about them is that they're a great singer. But then a long time ago, their brother or somebody said, who sings this song? Let's keep it that way. So they basically never sang again, right? So therefore, their shadow is really a beautiful thing that they have the power to create and express themselves, but because of trauma or whatever, is unseen and not known. The shadow work video is definitely going to cover the other side of the gate, like exactly like because I went through childhood trauma, I'm able to help a lot of children now, and especially starseed children. That's kind of something that my passion is out. Any of those psychic kids, you know, of course, like there was no help for me. I definitely thought about doing like children's books and stuff like that. I'm glad that I was able to write that down. I have so much to learn. I have to like spend hours and hours and hours dedicated to what I wish to learn, but I've definitely been kind of pulled other different directions. Bear with me. Catching up. I don't know who that is. Pow. You're gonna have to like reach out. Ha. Funny you say that. Okay, yeah, Onyx. So I gave Michael Mayhew Darker Life, and then when it came to the LLC, I let the LLC just drop, you know, like I never renewed the business. Michael has a new girl, and I imagine, you know, like people don't like people talking to other people's exes and stuff, so even though we had business relations, I've learned it's just might be best to just cut the cord, you know, and learn to build my own websites, and that's why I've kind of switched to OnlyFans, and, you know, started doing things differently, you know, because I was tired of being in, like, a slave contract type thing of, like, waiting for him to update the website, or, like, I've been begging him to change the outside of the website for, like, years, because everyone always thinks it's a pornographic website when they see the outside, and I'm just like, it's a blog, like, please, but, it's not really his fault, you know. I mean, it was actually, he created for me exactly what I wanted, and, like, I loved it, and honestly, it was based off of, I think a porn star, like, Dawn Avril, I think was her name. And, like, I remember seeing her website and be like, her website's so cool. Like, the way the layout was and stuff like that. Childhood me, you know? Like, what can I say? I'm being honest here, okay? Yeah, I definitely cannot forget. But man, it's not going to be easy to talk about this shadow work video because it's exactly, it's like all my secrets, and then like how all these bad shitty experiences basically ended up being like some of my greatest blessings. And like exactly, like I'm sure some of us have heard the story of the greater the suffering, the greater the blessing. As much as I don't want to like really get attached to that story and recreate that circumstance, but seriously, I'm connecting to like other energies, and I'm thinking about other things that are just like extremely uncomfortable and like frankly aggravating. Like there's some things that we just can't get through to people sometimes, you know, no matter how much we love and care and how much attention we invest in them, like still it can be hard. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've given you 95 minutes of my time. I haven't made a single penny, as you can see on the live stream, and not that that's necessarily what I'm here for as much as that's nice to eat every once in a while, right? Like, yeah, please do buy me a Valentine's dinner meal. Yes, thank you. You know? Yo, can we also mention the twisted messed upness of all of that, okay? I saw this girl on Facebook, and I'm not going to, like, say her name. I'm not going to put her on blast or anything, but she's, like, this beautiful model, okay? And, she's so real. I love her, yo. She's like, and I've never met this person, to be honest. We just connect on an energetic base. And she made this post saying, like, how all these guys, like, 3 different guys asked her out to dinner. And then she was like, look, yo, how would you come over to my house and, like, I'll cook dinner and stuff, and instead I'll, like, use that money and pay for my next therapist appointment instead of buying me flowers and chocolates and all this garbage, right? And then, like, every single guy resisted. Like, can we just point out the mentality, like, the twisted mentality? Like, you, like, everyone's love and attachments twos are, like, kind of conditional, you know? Like, I'll hang out with you if you like me, or I'll buy you dinner if you're on a date with me, or I'll buy you this if I can see you wear it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, what is up with this? That's like totally conditional friendship or love, or it's like a business arrangement. You know what I mean? There's so many relationships that are business relationships, and like nobody even knows it. Thank you, those of you who have all given a thumbs up. I know I'm channeling like a lot of different wild energy to you today. I've kind of like run out of things on my list, so I'm kind of like bouncing off of you and anything that steps through in real time. As stated before, I have tons of amazing amazeballs content that'll be coming. And it really is not that amazing. It's just that I had some experiences. I documented every single moment, and they're hilarious. They are hilarious, like at least for me. And like honestly, I'm gonna have to listen to them a couple times. And part of the reason that I create these things is because I can relive the experience by like having the content, you could say. And it's just been like kind of nice, you know. And like some things are more valuable than others, you can say. Like I've chosen to like triple back up some things, and like some things I don't really care about, and like I'm just like learning through experience to just frankly just have no attachments. Like I used to be like really attached to controlling and having things my way or this way, or have this story happen or this or that. And then like now all I can do is I call it future forecasts, right? I idea dream. Like I'm like, all right, so like I want to go downtown and I want to come home with like $150 and do like 12 readings, something like that, right? I'm just saying that as an example. But like you could obviously make an attempt and have like what feels like gears. Like I call it going against the grind, like where it feels like, you know, you're trying to go up against God and do all these things, and then God's like, no, child, like sit back, like I got another plan for you, like type of thing. So I've kind of just been experiencing that. I'm also supposed to remind you, we are approaching Mercury retrograde. Please recognize that technology and communications will be extremely difficult during these times. We will have a lot of technology problems. You'll see a lot of shifts and things like that. Mercury retrograde kind of also really shows you what isn't working. Okay, so it's up for you to kind of be honest with yourself and make the conscious awareness to remove your attachment, or recognize what you are giving your attachment to, or what your power to, that stuff like that. Thank you, Mark Hudson. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate you. Every bit helps. Yeah. Like some people might hate on like $10, but believe it or not, like I'm trying to think of all the things I could buy with like $10. To be honest, You want to know something that I would buy with $10? Like, it's sad because they're all dead, but I would love to show you. I bought daffodils recently, and they're $5 each. And I love the fact that I bought these this time, because like, they're the flowers that'll keep giving. And while, yeah, they're kind of sucky, wilting away right now, and I probably should add more soil into my pot. But yes, I told you I love plants. So I'm a nerd. I also tried to do another thing that doesn't look like it's going my way. It actually, no. Here, I'll grab her. I'll grab her so you can see. All right, so remember how I don't know if you were paying attention or if you've been around that long, but I told this story how, like, it's nothing personal. Like, sometimes when we can't come together with certain people, you know, like, we all have different roots, and literally some plants cannot be together because, like, the roots literally won't grow together, or, like, the other plant will snuff the other plant out. So let's use snake plant, for example, right? Like, look, you can tell this is bad because, look, the tips are turning yellow. Can you see that? Like, I'm too yellow for you to see that, but boo. So I'm gonna have to, like, take these out of here. I should have known because snake plants will chug water. Like, that's just my experience. Like, snake plants are one of the plants that, like, are tree-proof, is what I would say. Like, it's impossible for me to kill. I'm OCD, and I think I'm gonna pull this out right now, actually. Or, like, I'll wait. But, like, yeah, I like to get my hands dirty. I love to play with Mother Earth. I love to nurture Mother Earth. Hey! Stop that! Poof! No! I also have this cat who, like, has, like, this new thing. My cat, she suddenly likes to eat all my plants, and she's kind of killed one of my favorite plants, and it kind of sucks. But, yes, I'm actually about to get out of here. Like I said, I'm supposed to have a dinner. I just wanted to channel some of this stuff. I will definitely eat, yes. Aw, hello, little Steve. Welcome to YouTube, man. It's a pretty fascinating community. A great way to come together and share yourself, and also keep track of, like, your own personal experiences, you know? It's pretty fascinating. It has multiple different uses. Yes! Haha, nerd. Nothing ever really dies. Good luck with that challenge. It's funny that's this person's peppermint. Peppermint is actually really good if you're having any heartache right now, you guys. Heartache, or like, exactly, if you got, like, some kind of horrible attachments to something that you probably know is not good for you. Peppermint tea, peppermint essential oil, if you can smell that. What are you doing, kitty? Kitty, meow meow. I love to play fight with the kitty too. I know she's playing because she doesn't put out the claws. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Yes, I've totally spent like 102 minutes here. I would like to work on planning, like, I guess you could say schedule regimens, you know? So I'm like, hey, everybody join me this time, blah, blah, blah. Stuff like that. Or maybe like every such and such day at this time, or stuff like that. If you're not subscribed yet, please do. This is like a one-way ticket of you getting more of this type of content. And I also encourage you to look at older videos. I do have a few that are up right now that totally aren't getting all the shine that they should. Like, you don't know what you're missing out on, but that's fine. It's your personal journey to choose how you spend your time, man. All I can do is create and do what I do, and then it's your choice to, like, pay attention to, because it's not free. You gotta pay attention. And yeah, sometimes you have people like Mark Hudson, like he's showing on the screen right now, that, you know, pay it forward and, like, you know, like, give something back for receiving, you know what I mean? And then when he gives to me, I can give to someone else. And think about exactly, like, let's pretend I took this $10 and I went out to eat, and that's $10 is what somebody got tipped with, right? It all goes around inside the system. It's not like I'm being a dragon with gold, you know, hoarding onto this big pile of cash type thing, you know. When we have more, it means that we can give more. Like I said before earlier about us buying up a community property and all of us coming together. Thank you. This means I love you in American Sign Language. Sign language is not universal, so this is only in America. Actually, you know what? I wonder if I love you is a universal sign. Because if you think about it, it's on the emojis. Or like maybe it's because we're in America. I don't know. I don't know. But I do love you. Take care of yourselves. Till next time. I will be back. I might even be back later today for a bath or something. I don't know. Subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Check out my other sites to stay in touch. Birthday's coming up. I'll be in tune.